Welcome to Biz Wire. We lead off today with a trade dispute that could escalate as China's leadership transition is complicating talks to resolve a multi-billion-dollar dispute with the European Union over solar panels, pushing both sides closer to placing punitive tariffs on each other's exports and risking a trade war. The newly appointed chief of China's Communist Party, Xi Jinping, is set to take over the presidency at a national congress in March. But the full lineup of government officials is not yet in place, and China's current commerce minister is likely to step down after what some have said was a political snub at the party's Congress in November. EU leaders want to avoid following the United States' decision last year to impose duties on Chinese solar power products, aware that Europe needs China to help it emerge from 3 years of economic crisis. But EU officials and diplomats say they have made little progress, accusing the Chinese of stonewalling, and they complain of a limbo in the ministry that will not end until after the March Congress. A senior EU official involved in talks with China said there is no clarity on what the new leadership thinks about trade. China's Commerce Ministry spokesman Shen Danyang told reporters in Beijing this week that officials are conducting consultations and relevant response work with the concerned parties, but did not comment on any impact China's leadership transition is having on negotiations. Germany, the United States, and China are the world's biggest solar markets, and companies are in a race to win contracts as countries seek to limit pollution and climate change. In a non-binding vote, EU countries approved on Wednesday a request from industry to register solar panels from China, which would allow for retroactive measures if the European Commission agrees to registration and does impose duties. European solar manufacturers, led by Germany's Solar World, accuse their Chinese counterparts of receiving state subsidies to flood the EU with panels sold below cost and putting Europeans out of business to corner the market. The Commission launched an investigation last September into Chinese solar panels, the biggest import sector it has ever targeted. China exported more than $25 billion worth of panels to the European Union in 2011. While highlighting the risk of a trade war, Chinese solar companies also accuse the European Union of wrongdoing. China says Europe illegally favors its domestic solar panel producers, and Beijing is considering its own duties on EU exports of polysilicon, which is used to make solar panels. Complicating things even further, some European distributors and installers of Chinese panels say EU tariffs on China would be damaging for Europe's efforts to develop clean energy. They say solar energy is only efficient using Chinese products that are up to 45% cheaper than those made in Europe. China watchers say time is of the essence because many expect Beijing to make a decision on polysilicon duties any day now. The EU's investigation must culminate in a decision by June. In reality, that decision is likely to come by mid-April when diplomats from the EU's 27 countries make their recommendation to the European Commission, which is handling the case. Such a time frame does not give a new trade minister in Beijing much time to get acquainted with the issues and reach a settlement. Once China's new leadership is fully in place, it will be interesting to see their stance, not only in regards to this solar panel dispute, but a whole range of issues, both international and domestic.